What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Modern Philosopher. Today I'm going to be talking about living from a negative outlook. Stick around for this video. You don't want to miss what I'm about to share with you guys today. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe because I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers by the end of this month. It's fast approaching, so go ahead and hit the like button. Leave me a little comment down below just to let me know your thoughts and opinion on the topic. And as always, share with your friends and family because I think it's important we all help each other figure out the answers to life's biggest question. So what do I mean by living from a negative outlook, right? It's less and less about a negative mindset, and it's more about the certain standards that you put into play in your life, right? I've often heard people talking about when they want to avoid bad outcomes in their life, what they do to avoid those bad outcomes. And some are pretty plausible, like, don't hang out with people who make you feel bad. Don't hang out with people that you find disrespectful. Don't get into situations that you are skeptical about, right? Those are things that are pretty practical, and anybody can look at that and say, oh wow, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable standard for you to have in your life. Now there are other standards that we as humans we have set that are not necessarily based off of a wanting a good outcome, but it's specifically for the purpose of avoiding heartbreak, some type of traumatic pain in our personal lives. One of those being people who avoid relationships because they've been hurt in prior relationships. And I always tell people, like, you cannot blame a concept for the reason why your past relationship didn't work out. And you'll hear people talk about, oh, don't ever get into relationships, that's how you get hurt. And it's like, no, the person who hurt you is how you get hurt. Allowing bad people into your life is how you get hurt. Putting yourself in bad situations is how you get hurt. The problem is we oftentimes don't look deeper than the surface level issue, right? There's always a deeper side to whatever problems that we have in life. Some of us, we're aware enough to understand that, hey, there is something else at play here, let me look into it. Whereas for other people, we simply react to the hurt, we react to the pain, and that causes us to live our lives from a negative outlook where we're just consistently trying to avoid anything that makes us feel bad without actually understanding why it makes us feel bad, right? Like I said, I listen to a lot of different people, people who I believe are, they hold a certain outlook that I find interesting, and some of these people, they'll often tell you their opinions on their life, and they're like, oh, don't get married because, you could lose, or don't get into a relationship because some such can do something to you. And I look at that and I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying and where you get your reasoning. But my question to you is, why are you getting into a relationship with someone that you don't know if they're going to do X, Y, and Z to you? Why are you getting into a situation where you're not sure what the outcome is? Why are you allowing yourself to be in situations in your life where the outcome could be against you and you're not trying to figure out what's underneath the surface? And I think we had to learn how to dig deep in certain things. We got to learn how to look past the surface area and look into the why, the intention, what's underneath, what's lying there, right? Who is this person that we're going to engage in either relationship with or even conversation with? Who is this person? Is this somebody I can trust? This is something that as individuals we have to do in order to make sure that we are not putting ourselves in bad situations. Because I'll tell you something, relationships are beautiful if in the right context and with the right person. Marriage is beautiful if in the right context with the right person. However, they are extremely toxic in the wrong context and with the wrong person. So the secret is not to make standards that avoid the whole entire concept altogether. The secret is to understand, how do I differentiate between what kind of person this individual is or what kind of situation this is, right? How do I differentiate between whether or not they are good for me or this is good for me? How do I know what to look for so that I can say, hey, maybe I should go this way, maybe I shouldn't go this way? One of the best ways I like to have my mindset is, if I am unsure, if I'm in the middle, if the outcome is not clear all the way, I don't make a move. It doesn't matter how enticed I am. It doesn't matter how convincing the argument of the other person or that situation is. If I personally am not convinced one way or another, if I'm in the middle, if I'm skeptical, if I'm not sure, I do not make a move, and I let it work itself out. Because oftentimes what happens in life is we make a premature move. We act thinking that, oh, I see X, Y, and Z, and I think it's going to work out for me. And because in that moment you feel confident about it, you make a move, not understanding that in that moment you weren't happy because of the situation. You were simply happy because of one particular area. You were looking forward to one particular piece of that situation, or you were looking at one particular aspect of this person. And in that moment that you're happy, you make a move. You take a step. You take a leap of faith. But you didn't stop and say, let me look at the whole entire situation. Let me look at this whole entire person. And if you're unsure about the situation, if you're unsure about the person, I advise you not to make the move. I advise you to hold on for a little bit and let it work itself out. And if it never does, don't ever push it. Don't ever push it. Don't try to force something into becoming what you want it to be, because chances are it's not going to become what you want it to be. It's going to hurt you. It's going to make you feel worse, essentially, right? It's going to put you in a negative mindset, and nobody wants to experience that. Anyway, guys, I hope that I made sense with this word. I hope that you guys were able to catch on to what I was saying. If not, I'm gonna summarize it in this particular way, right? Don't just react to the bad things that come in your life. Take the time to figure out why it happened. Is there a lesson to be learned there? Look at the small details, and if you had a part to play as well too, so that the next time you're in that situation, you can be able to tell what the differences are and whether you should commit or you should hesitate, whether you should stay away. You see what I'm saying? So as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video. Deuces.